Welcome back to Secrets Between the Stars. My name is Corey, I'm your host and GM. Let's go around and introduce our characters with a little fun fact. We'll start on my right.
My name is Sullivan.
And she's not here to mess around.
I play Chip, the galaxy's favorite little robot. Fun fact about Chip, his favorite symbol on the American keyboard is the @ symbol.
Does it remind him of his own head?
Well, it suddenly occurred to me that I didn't know if they were different anywhere else.
Normally, no. It's the QWERTY is how we call it.
There's different keyboards for different.
Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah.
I'm Logan.
Energy, huh? What a vibe.
I play Doc, the Kasatha Nanosite Bounty Hunter. Fun fact about Doc, his favorite treat is varmint jerky. Yep, and it is just a mix of whatever varmints could get rustled up and turned into jerky.
It's the sausage of jerkies.
Yes.
The Rolls Royce of the sausage of jerkies.
Oh no.
The Minecraft movie of the rolls.
Damn it! We can't go 5 minutes! It haunts me like a phantom!
Varmint!
Oh man.
I hate that song.
I'm Riley.
We should turn off the stream.
We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. Roll credits.
We were told we couldn't do this anymore. HR is stepping in.
I'm Riley. I play Clementine, the Raxolite envoy and captain of the crew. No longer the CS Verity. Long may she rest in peace. I don't know. Fun fact, ever since arriving here in the desert, Clem has been regularly checking her skin to see if she's growing cactus needles, because she doesn't know how Raxolites respond to desert climates. She doesn't know if she'll turn into a cactus. So far, nothing, but...
But now I've got a seed for later. Now I've got a sweet little treat that you can have.
Yes! Oh, man.
I'm Marcus. I can't make a longer name out of that. It's just my name. I play.
It's like Cher and Beyonce. It's just Marcus.
And you said Sullivan, so I'm like, I can't make my name. I can't make a fuller version of my name.
Markovin.
I play.
Markovin.
Oh yeah.
I play Valia, the KL operative sniper. And since arriving in the desert, she's been heavily investing in sunblock, sunscreens, hats. Valia is very pale.
Does she tan or does she burn?
Yes.
Oh.
I think it's like both burning, but also it's definitely not going tan. It is turning like gray. Like
How big is the
doesn't
biggest
work
hat that she's gotten so far?
the cruise, like tree rings. It is like larger and larger.
There's a movie where a cop has that's the bit where every time the camera cuts from her hat gets a little bigger. Is it Police Academy?
It might be Police.
I think it's Police Academy. Anyway, that's the reference to a movie I barely remember. My name's Corey. My fun fact is Henry absolutely loves pasta. Big pasta guy.
True.
It's very hard to come by on
Why?
this place with
Why?
no way to grow grains, because it's just a sweet little, it's a fun little thing, you know.
So you're saying this isn't a spaghetti western?
This is not a spaghetti western. I'm sorry to say. This is a penne pasta western. Let's get into the recap. Penne.
No, I know what it is. But
You ever heard of it?
no, I just said.
It's actually pasta. This is an insane vibe we're bringing. My name's Corey Rose and GM. Let's get into it. Where we last left our band of outlaws. It was actually just outlaws this time. Doc was out of town doing on some business. But the former crew of the CS Verity were in town as they were just doing some more chores around. And Henry asked them, "Hey, do you mind if you just kind of watch out, see if anything crazy happens in town?" And they said, "Sure, absolutely." And then, sure enough, some crazy things happened in town. Some people got into some fights. And after handling those four ruffians, the episode ended. And that's where we are now.
Technically, we're law-abiding citizens now, which makes us
stopped the
in-laws
crime.
instead of outlaws.
You're in-laws. You're my in-laws. Well, with that amazing recap out of the way, let's get into it, baby. Doc, you are in a little town called St. Belina. This is, as stated before, it's not a city or a metropolis or anything like that, metropolitan area. It is a rather just decently sized town. The notable thing about this is that it is raised. There is a massive stone wall that is just a circle around the town. There's a platform on top of that wall, and the entire city is built on this platform with the intent to keep sandworms from being able to burrow out and destroy that city as much as possible. So that port, quote unquote, that you came through was in that wall, and then you were raised up to go into the city.
Gotcha.
You find yourself in there now. This is a kind of New England style, for like how we would know it, town, where there are a lot of stone and brick buildings, more so than wooden ones, and they're very simple, just kind of blocks with symmetrical square windows all aligning them, and they all kind of blend together pretty well, including shops and homes that are next to each other, and the only discernible way to tell them apart is when the shop outside will have a sign or oftentimes an awning overneath the door. Besides that, they all look almost identical. The further you go into town, you see more arches around windows, you see it get more ornate. The buildings themselves get taller, and you got a tip from somebody in this port that Graxilus is causing some trouble, potentially. So, what I'm gonna need you to do is you'll be here for 3 days, and I'm gonna have you make me 3 checks. Depending on if you pass or fail, then I'll give you the information for each day. You can either make a culture or a bounty hunting check.
Definitely gonna go with the latter.
Okay.
18
Total?
for the first day.
Okay.
Nope, sorry, I was thinking of something getting around.
Okay.
I was thinking of
So 18 total.
Yes, 18 total for day 1.
Okay.
Day 2 is a natural 1.
Okay.
And this is a wily critter that I'm after.
Yeah.
And then the third day is a 27.
Okay. So with a 27. I'll tell you've passed once. With the 27. You spend some time walking through this town, and it takes you a while. This is not a town that you're very familiar with. This is not a town that you visit often, so it's harder for you to find the seedier areas of town, or the town where parts that other bounty hunters would kind of frequent, that you're able to get some information. After finally finding those on your 3rd day there, what you learn is that Graxilus will be meeting an informant of some type at the outdoor Belina Bazaar this coming Saturday. This is like the busiest day. This bazaar happens twice a year, and they get just a ton of merchants from all over the moon to come and sell whatever wares they have. He's also been seen with some heavier duty guards, and this man that he's meeting is the aura and vibes that he's giving off are Graxilus is punching above his weight. This is not a guy that he would normally run with. This is someone that seems much more intense and motivated and higher thinking than Graxilus, who tends to stay more towards petty thefts and things like that.
Gotcha.
So, what I would also like you to do is give me another bounty hunting check.
What? Natural 20.
Natural 20. With the natural 20, this is about Graxilus as a person.
Okay.
This is some of the stray information you've been able to find about him. Graxilus is a goblin. He is a little goblin. He's got a gun just mounted onto his shoulder. He wears very just sporadic and crazy looking clothing. He does not dress the normal fit of a Wild Western. He looks just like a raggedy kind of goblin man. Notably, he was a member of the Dancing Mollies, which was a very infamous gang that they were known for housing the most violent and despicable outlaws that were on the moon. Their biggest claim to fame, so to speak, is that many of them were ever really wanted. They were able to do a job and get away with it and not be able to be pinned to that location. Notably, the Dancing Mollies fell apart about 35 years ago when 2 of their members, the Brutal Brothers, were killed. So, that is what you know about Braxilus.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. And you said that is the coming Saturday?
Yes, it takes you about a day to get there. It takes you a day to get to back to Paradise. So say it's about Wednesday now.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to do some prep.
Okay. As you prep, what does your prep look like? What would you be doing?
Gotta get rope.
Need rope.
Gotta have rope. That might be it.
Oh, okay.
Backup rope.
Yeah, but definitely have backup rope.
Oh.
Boot knife, naturally.
Yep.
Make sure Tor knows where I'm going, why I'm gone, that kind of thing, and also check in on my patients
Okay.
that I have.
Are you going back to Paradise or are you staying in town?
I'm gonna have to go back to Paradise.
Okay. As you are on your way back to Paradise, we'll say that there was a cart you're able to kind of jump on and hitch a ride with.
Excellent.
You hear out in the distance some horns playing over a sand dune. And as you hear those horns, you see a little buggy driving up over it. And he drives up next to you. Are you sitting on the back of this cart? What's your seating position look like?
Wherever I'm not a burden, so the back is fine.
All right, you pull up and you see Squirt drive up behind you, and he goes, "Oh, hey Doc, how you doing?"
Hey, Squirt.
And you see him stand up on top of the roof of this buggy and jump off onto the cart with you, but the buggy is still just going along like as if somebody was driving it. And he goes, "What are you doing way out here? This isn't your normal territory."
I'm working.
Working? You on a hunt?
Indeed.
Who you mind if I ask? Who you hunting?
Now, Squirt, I don't ask you about your clientele.
Guys, hey,
Everybody's got to buy a weapon.
absolutely. I won't stop you. I am just here though as a professional courtesy. You were in St. Helena for a few days.
Yep.
Some people know that now after you spend some time there. And I just want to give you a heads up that if you're looking for Graxilus, which I'm not saying you are, but if you're looking for him, you're not the only one looking for him. There's some other people there kind of going out to try to find him.
People that probably ain't as keen on seeing him caught as I am.
Probably, yeah. Some people who are also keen to see him caught for their own profits and things like that as well. So, just want to give you a heads up.
Thank you, Squirt.
Yeah.
Next time you're in Paradise, look me up.
All right.
Get a drink.
If you're going to the Bazaar, by the way,
I will be.
you might want a couple of these. And he reaches into his bag, and he hands you 3 suppressors. And they are fully, they are magically imbued so that they are both fully silent and have no muzzle flash when a gun is fired.
Now, Squirt, you know I don't use guns.
I know you don't, but I think a couple of your friends do. So, just in case things get a little hairy and you don't want any attention, it's all you.
Thank you, Squirt.
Of course.
Hey, you watch out for the worms now.
Aha, you know I do, buddy. And he jumps back on the roof of his buggy. He goes, "See you later, Doc!" as he drives off over a dune again.
Love that little guy.
After a day,
Plushies win.
I just wrote down on my notes that I think Squirt should be the UGP mascot, and we need server emotes for him.
we need a little guy.
Oh.
We're desperate for a little guy.
I'm not afraid to say I love Squirt.
You know what?
We
Me
need
too.
we need emotes for a lot. We're behind on little guys at this on little guy emotes.
Jumbles was our last little guy.
We're Jumble.
Yeah. End of list. I can't think of any other little guys we've had. Vinny, I guess Vinny would be a
Vinny's
little guy,
for
but he's like a
sure.
little man. That's an
little
adult.
guy in a suit and tie.
Literally, you played little guy.
Oh gosh, on the Lost stream.
Yeah, but that's lost to time,
You guys
unfortunately.
did a whole stream about Lost?
Yeah. That show I've never seen. I was just as confused as everyone else while playing it.
I
So
forgot that he was named Little. Here's the thing,
Comes
that
from a long
stream
line of little
left
guys.
my brain after we finished it, but not Riley's.
No, he lives rent free up there. You should be really scared right now.
shout out to anyone who gets that.
Dude, if you were here and remember that would be great. Kudos to you.
Doc, as you come back into town, what is it you would like to do in town? You're back in Paradise, and your friends are just kind of hanging out around somewhere.
Well, I'll go check on my patient first and foremost, because I know that is likely where Aster is, and if Aster is there, I can ask where everyone else is.
You walk in and you see Tor go, oh, hey, Doc.
Or?
Astra's in there, asleep. Aster is in there, also asleep. He kind of stayed up all night talking to her,
I
so...
get it. Well, has anybody else been by to check on them? If they're sleeping, I won't bother them.
This is up to you guys. Would you guys have stopped in to check on them at any point?
I'm employed. And
Working the 9 to 5.
I think Clem would have. She's trying to really like rebuild that sense of self around looking after her crew. So.
I imagine there would have been periodic stop-ins, not like staying there, but like if we're making like rounds, kind of doing business. I feel like there would be a walking by check-in.
Yeah. Okay. What jobs would you guys be wanting to work? Henry would let you guys work a job that you choose now.
I'm already hired at the bar, at the saloon.
You're still the bartender?
I'd assume. I haven't been told otherwise. What do you think? I'm not gonna show up to work?
That's fair. You know what?
I'm
Chip was a
employed.
diligent little guy.
The benefits are not good.
And there is no workers' comp either.
There's no workers' comp.
What about you two? What are you guys up to? What jobs would you choose?
If there's a transport sort of thing, probably that. Clem doesn't want to step anywhere near the farm again. Not the poop farm ever again. You good?
Yeah. I just remembered something else I gotta do while I'm in town.
Okay.
I wish I had more time to think about this. Valia was already working at the library, and I'm going to choose to say that the library is kind of like the library and the city hall are kind of like at the end of the street, right?
Right. Yeah.
So would it be fair to say that there would be a window perhaps that overlooks most of the street, so you could kind of stay in there and see what's going on?
Yeah, I would say that.
Then yes, it's a nice peace and quiet place where Valia can do some research and reading while also still watching the goings on from the slightly hidden spot.
Gotcha. All
I
right.
think
Perfect.
Clem would also learn how to milk spiders.
While we're discussing some hobbies and
Yeah.
It's a job. They gotta get spider milk.
So we cut back to Doc's office, and Tor
Wait,
goes,
no, I want to see
well,
that scene.
Tor goes, well, the plane's trying to milk a spider. The robot's still drinking at the bar,
Yeah.
and the quiet one's in the library.
2 out of 3 of those things line up pretty well.
I think so.
I'm gonna let you figure out which the third one is. All right. Okay. If you see her before I do,
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to Henry's and I'm gonna put 2 free drinks down on Shelly's tab because I missed her god dang birthday.
You missed her birthday,
I
Doc?
feel awful.
She was there for my birth, dude. You can't do that. She's
Think I don't know
crucial in
that?
this town.
Think I don't know how wonderful Shelly is?
You
She's
owe
been
her
voted
so
Miss
much.
Paradise 10 years in a row.
Keep going. It's strong.
It's strong, unopposed.
Doc, you're gonna owe her a lot more than 2 drinks, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry.
2 bottles then.
That's more like it. That's a good start.
And I owe you 4 eggs too, so I'm gonna put that down.
Thank you. I've earned these eggs, damn it.
Check these off this list that I've had for 2 sessions.
You make your way over to the bar and you see Chip. What's Chip doing at the bar? Has he gotten better at bartending?
I think he's found like his niche. And the thing that he's like really, really good at the bar is that he's, you kind of see him behind the bar with one little glass and a cloth.
just wiping the...
And he just kind of does that, and then every time that somebody comes in or sits down, he goes, howdy.
That's the most important.
And that's what he's really good at.
Does he do anything else besides those two things?
Not unless prompted.
You have to click on
That's the idle animation.
Doc, you walk in and you see...
Howdy.
You hear and see that,
Yep.
and then you see Henry is just looking down at a newspaper doing the crossword. And he looks up and goes, "Oh, Doc, you're back."
Howdy, Henry. First order of business. I owe Shelly 2 bottles of something. So whatever 2 full bottles you have.
You forgot her birthday?
I forget, I just wasn't here.
All right, well, I'm gonna get the top shelf ones then.
Yeah.
He pulls down 2 bottles, and he goes, "I'll let her know that those are from you."
I knew that's what you were looking for.
And also, Tor needs 4 eggs.
All right, and he walks
He'll
back.
come claim them whenever.
He goes, "All right, 4 eggs, 4 later," and he kind of sticks it on the shelf behind him, and he goes, "Perfect."
All right.
And he looks over at Chip. He goes, "You want a new glass?
Huh?
You want a new glass?
Do I need one?
That looks pretty white." And he goes, "Hang on, how about this?" And there's a little sink at the bar, and he just grabs a clean glass off of the top and just rinses it with some water around it. And he goes, "Here you go."
You are too kind.
Thank you. He puts it up there. You can see there's like towel, little like fuzzies, like all in that glass.
So clean.
Chip,
Howdy.
how's it been?
I am employed.
That's a good start. What I missed while I was gone?
Not too much. I got a job, and so did others. And we had a party, to Shelly's birthday.
It was the whole
And-
thing.
I know.
That was my first day.
Oh.
It was bad. And we also had a hootenanny of sorts the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and fought on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You got a bury and a lead function in there somewhere, Chip? 'Cause I feel like you fought what?
am
Fought who?
afraid I cannot process that command.
He says that a lot.
I feel like you've got full intelligence, and you're just saying that to not answer questions.
Ha 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 ha.
He does that a
Kind
lot
of reassures
too.
my belief, honestly. Who did you fight?
Some folks, they were giving Tor trouble.
Right. Okay. Well,
They challenged us to a duel, but we said, screw that, and killed them.
Oh, they're dead.
Oh, well, there was one. He got away.
You know their name, or?
I do not think it came up.
All space folk got a funny way of handling things.
This was an oversight, to be sure. But
Well, it's
3 out of 4 passing grade. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. You know where the others are, Chip?
Well, the plant is spider.
You mean? Hang on, don't do this to me. Which one's the plant? Cap. You call her Captain, but you
Chip's just gonna slowly look to the side. Oh
start
no.
looking through my bounty post.
You don't have them, they're in my tummy.
You're right. I don't. What about Valia?
Right at this time, Molly will walk into the saloon.
What a great scene.
You don't know my name because I was rude to you.
Hey, Doc. I saw you came into town. Figured I'd close up the library for a bit and kind of see
Howdy.
how your trip was going.
Oh, you're working at the library. That's great. What's this I heard about an altercation
Oh yeah, there was some folk showed up to the birthday party, and they looked like they were trying to mug Tor, and so we had to help, and that
We
involved
mugged them back.
most of them dying. Because they were violent and explosive.
Did you take their stuff?
One of them was on fire.
I really appreciate y'all helping Tor.
I think one was an elf. Right?
Mhm.
All right.
I'd look up to the side and think, yeah.
You say a little prayer.
Okay. Well, I've got a different work of sorts. If y'all are feeling up to something a little less lethal.
Oh, I have to apply for PTO.
It depends on what kind of work. After the first day with the farms, it definitely went well and wasn't weird.
I'll reach into my bag and just pull out one of the silencers.
His eyes light up and go, oh, hey! This is nice. Where'd you get this?
That kind of work.
Okay. A little less lethal, you say.
A touch.
I think Clem comes in at this point being like, I think I found where the spider's udder is, but I don't know.
Howdy.
I broke Corey.
Oh, what a horrible physiology we created.
Hey there, Doc.
Captain, how are you?
You know, I've been struggling with those spiders.
Unprompted saying that.
Now, which one are you trying to milk?
I think he said the one's name was Jax.
I meant species, but that works too.
He's the biggins, you know?
Maybe we should just end the stream.
This is what happens when Gary's not here.
Oh, I have water in my mouth.
I'm invested.
Go back
This
to
is like...
Polly wants to know more too now.
Anywho. Well, if you like to get your hands dirty in a different way, I've got work that I could use some help with.
All right, what you got?
Less dirty than our first day.
Yeah, definitely want to avoid that.
I can't rightly remember that worm fight if you were using a firearm or not.
Yeah, I got this one.
I'll do a silencer as well.
Ooh, thank you.
He handed you 3, so there's one more silencer on your person.
It was just the silencer, not a gun.
Right. Yep.
And you used a syringer, right? Like, it didn't really...
Oh, this? I just bring out my arm gun again.
That'd be it, yep.
All me, baby.
And Aster uses a sword.
There is a slot to put a suppressor within the hand. I'll say.
Can you put it in for me?
Hang on.
Can you? Can you?
Well, my computers
I don't know, can
and
I?
my engineering are both a 0.
Okay.
So I got an
That's
8.
gonna be a no, I think.
I got an
solid.
8. I know that I can't. So I ain't even gonna give it a try.
Okay. Thank
I don't want
you.
to break nothing.
If we had Gizmo here, this would be easy.
Clementine,
Don't look at me.
Valia.
Violet, you're smarter than me.
help me.
Yes, I'll help. Where's
You fools.
Did you not know my name?
Where's Pepper? What
think Doc
check
is
is
mine?
this?
Where's Pepper?
What
I'm sorry.
check is this?
What?
I don't know.
What was this? Would be I would give this an engineering.
Engineering, gotcha.
Doc?
It's more like a moniker.
That's definitely a 9. For us 14 for 23.
23 total. 23 total. Roll me a d4.
1.
All right, you take 1 piercing, ignoring immunities.
Ow.
There you go.
Okay.
It's in. It's good.
Chip gets the piercing and not me. I'm the one putting a thing on the needle.
It's like you're when somebody with a needle comes and puts it in your arm,
Oh,
the
okay.
person putting the needle in the arm doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. Huh?
I'll disperse like a little bit of a nanite cloud and fix it.
Ha ha. That tickles. Whoa.
And Henry will go. So where's this business at, by the way?
San Belina?
St. Belina.
St. Belina.
All right. Are
So
you?
I'll be out of town for a day or two.
All right. No worries. As long as Sumaster can stay, then.
Yeah, he'll probably want to stay and keep an eye on his sister. So.
All right. That'd be fine then. I think it's all good.
The Bazaar is this weekend.
Oh.
You want me to fish around, see if I can't find any parts you're looking for?
Yes, actually. And he quickly like just writes down. He gets like a little like notepad from behind the bar, writes down a few items and hands them to you. He goes, "Yeah, if you can give me some of these, then I would really appreciate
Would
it."
you be willing to front the cost of some of these, I'm sure, expensive parts?
He gives you 5,000 credits. He goes, "Roughly, this should be about."
All right. Which one do you use a hacker?
I mean,
All right.
okay.
When we fought last the other day, yesterday, that gang was looking for money for a sand skimmer, but did we hear where they were going?
They wanted to go to New Kitus,
Okay.
which is well, you wouldn't know, so never mind.
Is this Sambalina anywhere near in New Kitus? That's where the folks that we had to deal with the other day were.
Oh yeah,
Doc,
the
you
guy that was
know-
disappointed in his own powers.
Doc,
I embarrassed the heck out of him. Woo-hoo.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Doc, you would know New Kitus to be the equivalent of like New York City, for like the moon, and it is on. If you guys are on the most eastern part of that you can get, it is closer to the west coast of the moon, with the ocean, quote unquote, being sand country or
New York on the
worm
West
country.
Coast.
Does Doc know, like, the benefactor of that town?
No, this is this would have like a mayor. This is where, this is where the race is held. That's
right.
that's where this is started.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh. No. No, it is not. That is clear about the other side of the planet. Moon.
Okay. Different business then.
I wanted to go out there. City folk.
With that, you guys have like the night, and then you guys would have to take off in the morning. So, is there any prep that you guys would want to do this night before you head over?
Is there anything we need to know about this town, Sambalina?
Got a lot of arches.
Do our shoes need good support then?
It's surrounded on all sides by about a 10-foot-ish stone wall and then up on a raised platform so the worms can't get at it.
Smart.
You want to give me a culture check? I can give you some more history on the place.
20 total.
20 total. 20 total. This St. Belina used to be like the biggest town on the moon, like decades and decades and decades ago, like before you were aware of what's going on. So this was like a former metropolitan area, but has since become just like a good-sized town. But it still holds some culture. It still holds a good amount of crime within it, and it has some. It's more of a hotbed for bounty hunters to be than compared to like Paradise in the middle of nowhere.
Gotcha.
So that's St. Belina.
Yeah. I'm tracking a goblin fella by the name of Raxilus.
What for?
Oh, he's had some rough. Now, does he have a current bounty, or is it just one of those like he's looking to get into some trouble?
He's looking to get into trouble, and from what you could gather, this would be trouble that would warrant a bounty.
I'm trying to stop him from making more mistakes, and with mistakes that are above his normal pay grade and motif of crime. Worried that he might be trying to move on up in the underworld. And that is the last thing we need. He used to run with a particularly bad crowd. Don't want to see that happen again.
Okay. What, like, do we know what to be, like, preparing for? Other than a fight, probably?
Well, I ain't the only one looking for him. I had a little informant tell me that one, and hopefully I can sit him down and talk him straight. But I would rather nobody die because of it, but of course defend yourself if the occasion arises. Me personally, I bring people in alone. So, if I find a bounty, I'd like to be able to collect it so that they can serve justice.
They don't do dead or alive here?
They
Just
do.
alive?
They do.
Your,
I don't.
your boasters are dead or alive.
Right. I forgot.
It is a personal preference to bring folks over.
Okay.
All right. So, if you guys don't have anything specific you want to prep for,
You want to do some gambling?
Pardon me?
Go play some poker?
Sure.
All right. I crack the knuckles on my Elfan arm.
Gonna roll a sense motive real quick.
Money.
It's a
Are we in the
22.
yeah, you're still in
Okay.
in the Fury's home.
Roll bluff with my.
Is it safe to say it's like the evening now?
Yeah, the sun's setting at this point.
And am I still on shift?
Henry was like, you're good to go whenever, kid.
28.
All right.
Oh, okay.
22.
Hey, Chip, can I get a drink?
Let's have a friendly game of poker.
You're back on the clock. Sorry.
Fooled him into thinking I'm not trying to get his money.
Okay, give me another bluff check, I guess.
Okay, so that's flat 30.
Okay, Doc, you're trying to beat a flat 30 with a sense motive.
Well, I can't.
Okay.
Didn't.
Crazy.
I've never
Really
had a
didn't.
friendlier game of poker.
How much money did I get from you?
That's up to you. How much money did you put down?
Well, and he's already rolled.
Logan's an honest man. I believe that he would play this true.
I gotta find how much money I have.
This is the old like searching through your wallet. Like, I got the money. I'll give it to you. Don't worry. I just gotta find my
I just
wallet.
left it at home, I think.
1d100 credits.
Okay, that is, I can't organize my thoughts. Okay, so that's.
Inner party robbing.
So that's 2 of the 10s dice. So you just
Yeah.
pick which one.
So then, flat 20. I'll take that.
Flat 20.
Alright.
That's the quickest 20 credits I ever lost.
Hear a point from Gary. I would use this wisely, Riley, but I know you'll probably use this for a bit. C'est la vie.
Thank you, darling.
Aww.
Wow, true love.
True love.
And J Temp is subbed for 31 months. Thank you,
Whoa,
Jaden.
wow.
Thank you so much. Well, the night settles down. Do you have anything else you guys wanted to do?
Double rope.
You buy more rope. I will let you buy rope.
More
Everyone gets one thing of rope.
Oh, thank you.
With that, the night passes, the morning rises, and you all start heading out. You see Vest Guy is out there. I forgot what his name was.
Don?
Donnie.
Donnie.
Donnie the best guy.
You see him getting the spiders saddled up, and he's starting to ride back right directly to St. Belina. Do you not like spiders? Is that what that visceral reaction was?
Doc does not like spiders.
Oh, I didn't know if that was Doc or Logan.
Well, art imitates life.
Hey, Clem, can you show us how to milk this one?
I don't see the udder on that one. I think that might be a boy.
Okay.
The males are the ones that milk.
Oh no!
My kingdom
Can
for
we
a
not?
horse.
You're in charge of this universe. You could just not.
Donnie!
Guy, I didn't learn your name.
That's alright.
Are you heading back to St. Belina?
I sure am.
Ah, yeah, I
Hey,
found.
did you sing that other fellow the Ballad of Larry while you were on the way? Or
Did I what?
I was telling him about the Ballad of Larry before we parted ways.
Oh, we got really into a conversation about vests, so I didn't get that.
He was pretty excited about a new vest he got.
He flicks his vest.
Oh, you gave him the vest!
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I gave him a pretty good one.
He was very proud of it.
He looks at Jeff. Looks like you want a vest, right?
I have a vest.
Check this out. And he opens up a little pocket and pulls out what looks like just a small tube and unfolds it to a full safety vest with like the orange and green on it. He goes, "That's for you, little buddy."
Oh my
so
gosh.
efficient.
High vis is good for you.
If you wanted to sing this song of Larry, I'm gonna stop you.
Oh, that's
All right, that's up to you.
that'll be on Patreon.
What's that?
What the hell did you just say? Let's go. I don't know. That sounds like that's about $5 a month gets you access to a whole lot of things.
What are $2.
Yeah! You guys take off to St. Belina. You get there the day before the bazaar, and as you are, you port into the town, you make your way up onto the platform and see the city. You see that there are posters all over the place advertising this bazaar. There are, and you see tents are not set up, but there are all of the things for the tent just kind of sitting on the street, pinned down by rocks and things. And as you are walking around, you see that this is a massive event for the city itself. So much so that as you go deeper and deeper into the town, you see that where this like main bazaar is happening is a big marketplace with like a central like U around it, and those tents there seem to be higher quality, and they don't seem to have as much out. So you can inferring from the rest of them that these are the more expensive tents, and they're not going to have anything out until the day of the market itself. This market where these tents are makes a small U shape with some of the buildings kind of forming around that, and there's a big street in front that leads out just kind of around this area as well, with all these buildings towering over them. You can tell by the way that the streets are so widened, there's extra trash cans all around. These tents are set up on the sides in front of buildings, and a lot of the businesses have signs saying we will be closed for tomorrow's bazaar, implying that this street will be completely flooded with people. It will be shoulder to shoulder with how much is there. So, kind of, Valia, actually give me a perception check.
Okay. Aha! That's a 5 on the die for 28.
Even with a 28, which is still an amazing roll for with a 5. With a 28,
I, the dragon.
with these dragon eyes, you can see. I ran out of breath. You can see that you would get a much better vantage point on the roof of a building. There would be much more help. You would be much more helpful up there, being able to spot people down as well.
That's why I was a 5. I would have known that already.
Yes, that's built in.
Small question, because I don't want to be a naive tourist.
Sure.
Is it Saint Belina or Sand Belina?
Saint.
Saint?
Saint. Saint.
Thought it was a desert pun.
No, sorry.
Sand Belina.
As you all get a vibe for this, you find it in. It takes you a while to find like a hotel that will let you in, because there are so many people here renting for both their own shops and to come shop. But you're able to find one and buckle down. Is there anything else you would like to do this night before moving on to the bazaar itself?
I think they would have surveyed the area a little bit, kind of just walking around, getting at least an idea of what the area around the bazaar, maybe the streets surrounding it, kind of just get an idea, but not much else beyond kind of getting the lay of the land.
Here's what I'll give you. We have a map. Can you pull up the map of the bazaar itself so that way you can kind of better visualize how this.
So now that the fog will disappear from the mini map.
Right.
Location discovered.
You get a waypoint on your map when you open it up now. Yeah, so you see that these are buildings that there are buildings that surround this little market area. There's the street up above you and across this street. This is a rather large street. They have one going directly north, and these are some buildings. You would see that the blue building is probably going to be your best vantage point to be able to sit up there, perch, and see the most that's going on.
Do you get the sense that any of them are like open to public buildings, so like something with a balcony I would be able to like get into without really having to like break and enter?
No, these are all like stores and shops here, and all of them in this area specifically are going to be closed for the day because there will be too many people here for them to be able to properly run their business.
Okay. They don't be able to sneak in. Got it.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we get to the shops?
Oh, see the bazaar.
In which direction is the nearest stable? Like if somebody were to need a getaway animal.
It would be south. There is a small archway at the bottom of this little marketplace area that people can kind of easily get in and out of.
Okay.
Does it look like some of the goods that'll be for sale are out already?
Not in this area. This is
Or
like the high
maybe not
area.
out, but like, are there crates or anything? Like,
In this specific U shape, no.
Okay.
But going up and down the streets, you can see that there are. And there people right now, the things that are out are like not the most rare of spices. There are cloths that are out, random trinkets, some weaponry, stuff like stuff that's not the hardest to come by is out. But anything here is pretty locked down right now. This seems like they will be bringing that out the morning of the bazaar, so that would be properly keep eyes on it.
okay. Well, we don't get a sense that any of these places would be like, I guess they're all high value, but there's nothing that would be like, oh, that one looks like a very high value target.
Right. There's nothing quite like that. All right. With that, with the Macarena.
Oh no.
The night passes one more time. The morning arises, and you all are beginning to move. The bazaar has begun. You hear crowds. It's like Minecraft.
Can somebody sleep in a bed?
You can't sleep here. There are monsters nearby.
You guys all start moving around the bazaar. You hear these crowds are moving. You hear people yelling at each other from across the street. You hear people trying to yell at another person saying, you want to buy this. This is what you want. You desperately need to buy this thing.
Oh, I gotta go over there.
Chip, you sprint over there. You see it's a bunch of magnets.
Oh no.
I reach out.
Okay, do you want them to hit you or no?
I reach out. They said I want to buy them.
All right, you give me a reflex saving throw.
Okay. Well, it's 17 on the die, so that's gonna be a 25.
25. You're gonna need roll me 4d8 and then you'll take half that damage
What? From magnets?
for magnets.
How do they work?
This is the true magic and science meeting.
I gotta find some D8s. Oh, thanks. Alright. Oh, I rolled so high. You want half of this?
Half of that.
So it's 19, so 8.
You take 8 bludgeoning as these magnets.
I have damage resistance. I take 3.
You take 3 damage as these magnets slam into your hand, and the guy at the booth just goes,
Whoa, whoa,
"What the hell are you doing? This is my shop! Get out of my! Give me that!
Okay, I just start walking.
No, get back here!
You want me to leave?
I will get the cops if you don't get those back!
I have done no crime.
Give them back! He grabs your wrist. He grabs your wrist and just starts pulling them off. And he goes, "Get out! Go!
This is forward.
Go! Get out of my shop! Get out! I don't want to see you no more!"
I am gone. They are rude here. And watch out for that table.
The merch attacked you.
As you guys begin to set up and get into positions and everything, this is where we're going to take our 10-minute break. We will be right back. If you like the show and everything we do here, follow us at UGT Show on all social media platforms. And if you want to join the conversation, join our Discord. There's a link in our chat currently, or if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, then there's a link in the description. Highly recommend it. We will be talking there a lot. It's very fun. You can talk about the current show that's happening at this exact moment. It's crazy. With that, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Corey, I'm host and GM. Let's go around and introduce our characters and players one more time, real quick. Start on my left this time.
I'm Marcus. I play Valia, the Chaos Operative Sniper.
Excellent.
I'm Riley. I play Clementine, the Raxolite Envoy.
Love it.
I'm Logan. I play Doc, the Kasatha Nanocyte.
Wood.
I'm Sully. I play Chip, the galaxy's favorite little robot.
Wood.
Hey, would you... What?
I'm your host, GM Corey Roof, and let's get into it. You guys are now sitting at the bazaar. Valia, you are up top on a roof, perched down, just kind of looking through a sniper scope.
I'm gonna say Valia broke into this store by as any good bazaar has, she found a barrel and then rolled it toward a fruit stand to create a diversion across the street.
Yeah.
And then when everybody was like, "Oh, scrambling because a bunch of fruit and stuff fell into the street," she just like picks the lock and sneaks inside.
So
She gets free crime?
she gets a free crime. So they're set up. She took 20. That's a mechanic.
Okay, Chip committed tax evasion.
We already know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of inherently with
Add a
you.
0 to both your bounties.
Both equally as bad as little breaking and entering and tax evasion.
That's a lot of taxes.
You guys are sitting around the bazaar waiting, looking for your targets. Balia, give me a perception check.
Reception.
Bizarre.
43.
With a
Wait,
43,
that's a natural 20. Yeah. So.
ooh, with a natural 20, what you see is a lot of people. There's swarms and swarms of people. On the map, currently, we don't have that because there's no way to signify it without our computer melting. But there are just, you are shoulder to shoulder. All you guys that are in the shops are just shoulder to shoulder with people who are constantly moving. Valia, up top, what you notice.
Plenty of leg room.
Are you like laying down? What's your sniper position?
Assuming that I'm like inside like a store and like a window, she's gonna be.
Are you? Oh, so you're in the building. You're not on the roof. You're in the building.
I think in the building makes more sense. Kind of like, I'm assuming a second floor or even third floor window, enough that she can kind of step back a little bit to be in the shadows.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, actually, I've had time to prepare. I can say I set up my light scattering sniper's blind, which is an item I've had this whole time.
What the hell does that mean?
I think it's just like a.
Makes you like
You turn
invisible.
invisible.
I think it's like if you put like almost like a shield in front of you. Like, I tried to look up what a sniper's blind was like years ago, and I think I'm imagining like a hunting box type of thing that you would hide in. That would be like camouflage,
Gotcha.
but that this would be a little bit more like that, like shimmery, transparent.
Gotcha.
kinda
Okay.
look.
So yeah, you're for sure set up in there. You're on the second story of the building. Say, as you are using with this nat 20, you see tons and tons of people. The most notable one that sticks out. You don't see Graxless yet. However, what you do see is a man standing directly in the center of that crossroad at the top, wearing a light brown cloak. And he just has it fully over him, and he's been standing there almost motionless this entire time. And with a nat 20, you see that he's got blue skin, but it's not like skin. It almost looks like he's wearing some form of mask that would like meld to his face and he can talk and everything like that. But he's been standing there almost motionless this entire time.
Keep an eye on him, and I'm assuming our lack of technology means we don't have any communicators for me to relay this.
I was gonna ask, how would you guys like to try to communicate with each other?
Well, she's on my shoulders.
That's true.
There you go.
Okay, well we know how they talk. Do you guys have any form of communications among yourself that you would like?
I mean,
We can say that you've set up something.
how operable am I still?
Your comms units do not work.
Okay.
There is no how comms units work is there needs to be a hub that it's like a cell tower essentially, right? There's no cell towers on this moon. So if you want to just say that Valia has like a mirror that she flashes at you guys and you can do it that way or something like that.
Laser pointer.
Would Chip, as a CMJOH unit
You sure?
and a personal digital assistant
Right,
for Lori's,
right.
be a hotspot?
Would Chip be a hotspot?
Just ask Pepper.
Pepper's the hotspot.
Anyway, so
Okay, here's what I'll say.
okay,
New ability you just unlocked. Great, congratulations.
I did it.
Once per day, I will allow you to make yourself a hotspot for comms units for 20 minutes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers to that.
Thank you, Colby.
Cheers, Cheers to Wi-Fi on the moon.
What this means, also, so this is that. You have that. Once per day, this is once per day ability. The follow-up
Oh my
question,
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my
you don't have a comms unit.
No.
Do you two have your comms units on you? Would that genuinely be something you would have had after about a week and a half on this place that has no technology?
Is Clem enough of a creature of habit?
I will take whatever answer you guys take as full honesty here.
I'm gonna say no, even though one might question whether or not we would have known that ship was a hotspot. I'm still just going to assume no,
Okay.
and just assume that we didn't think it was working.
Okay.
Considering how small Clem is, any chance to remove bulk from her wardrobe, so she probably wouldn't either.
Okay.
So.
So I will say, you can do that. It's ineffective at the moment. But congrats on your new ability.
You gotta ask the right questions.
So, you are in a shop, so there could be some comms unit here somewhere to purchase.
Are any stands selling spider's milk?
Yes.
No.
Then I need a different go phrase. Because someone else will be yelling spider's milk.
I mean, I could say no, so you can have a go phrase then as well.
That'll work.
All right, so no, there's no spider's milk for
If
sale.
you find the target, just spider's milk is the go phrase.
We'll say you guys discussed this before.
Okay.
Before.
And then we said 1, 2, 3, break.
But Clem said sputter.
So,
Because we were talking about spider's milk.
Spider udders.
sputter.
Sputter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Logan. You're just grimacing.
Valia, as you're up there, you see this man standing in the center. And after about 10-15 minutes, you see him walk up. You see Graxless approach him. And he is exactly as it was described. He's a very small little goblin guy with like a gun on his shoulder that seems to be kind of powered off at the moment. And you can see him talking to the blue man. The blue man turns down and starts miming back and forth to them.
Whoa.
So that's him there. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna introduce a fun little mini game. Can you pass these to the players, please? How this is gonna
Family
work?
Feud.
This is not going to be quite the same as a regular combat. One is called the Sniper, that is for Marcus. The others are for you guys. How this will work is you guys will have a series of things that you can do, as this is a very crowded shop that will take some time to kind of get through and maneuver. So, Marcus, as the Sniper, what you can do, you have 4 moves you can do. Watch out, take a shot, covering fire, and move positions. Watch out, you can make a perception check to either find the target, spot an enemy, or see if there are any items in the zone that you would want to buy. You already did that for free at the top there. With take a shot, you can shoot at a potential enemy, either lethal or as a distraction. That is fully up to you. Covering fire, you give an ally advantage by shooting at a spotted enemy. Or move positions, relocate to a better vantage point in any of the 4 directions requiring you to do a stealth check. You've passed all stealth checks, you've taken time to set up, you are fine, nobody notices you yet. The shoppers, you 3. You have 4 abilities as well. 5 abilities, excuse me. You have find a target, locate obstacles, listen in, handle an enemy, or shop. You can make a perception check to find your targets, locate obstacles, make perception checks to find an opponent, listen in to get once you get close to the target, you can try to listen in on their conversation. This will require a stealth check. You can handle an enemy, try to attack them or distract them of some kind. Or you can shop. You can look at the shops, and I have a list of items up for sale that you would be able to purchase if you want. So, with that, I will need you guys to roll me some initiatives.
Woo!
What'd you guys get?
17.
17.
21.
21. 20. 21.
A natural 1 for 14.
14. What'd you hear?
What? Your initiative is a what?
She is ready.
Clementine, it is your turn. You are on top of the ship's shoulder. You guys are currently in the east side of this. This market is split into north, south, east, and west, all with their own separate mechanics that I will explain when they come up. So, you are in the east. You currently do not see Graxless at all. You just see a sea of people surrounded by shops. You have several options here. You can also hold your turn if you so choose. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna make a perception check. I'm gonna try to see if I can see Graxless.
Cool. Go ahead and give me one.
So that is a 9 on the die, plus 16, 25.
25, you are not able to see Graxless. Instead, you kind of just see a sea of people. You just see heads moving and talking to merchants. You hear them all kind of yelling and talking to each other about what they want and don't want to buy. These turns are going to go quick, so that is your turn, but you'll circle back around just as quick. Doc,
Also a perception.
go for it.
It's so crooked.
Super tough.
Delightful. 32.
32. With a 32, you are able to see in the crowd. You see this cloaked man talking down to someone, and by looking at that, you see Graxless talking to him. As you notice this cloaked man, I would like you to give me a culture check.
12.
12. You've never seen this man in your life before. This does not seem important to you. This just seems like some guy.
He ain't who I'm here for.
Alright, you have now spotted the opponent. That is their turn. You see them talking, and they begin walking towards what looks like the east side as they are just kind of conversing with each other. And that's all for now. Chip.
Okay, so do I have to independently locate Graxless?
Yes. Somebody, you guys can communicate to each other where Graxless is if you want, somehow. But if nobody tells you, yes. But if nobody tells you, then yes, you have to find
Okay,
him on your
then
own.
I'm gonna go on as if I'm gonna do to find targets.
Okay.
Alright? I ain't finding them. I don't think I am. Well, I'm pretty good actually. That's 27.
27 will not pass.
Not that good.
So that is all. You don't quite see anything quite yet. Shop is just still going.
I'm holding on to. I imagine like when you had like a kid on your shoulders and like you're kind of holding on to their legs, like as if it's backpack straps. Be like, I do not see him.
Me either.
Valia.
I want
your
to
turn.
quickly clarify real quick.
Sure.
Just as far as we know, our mission still is to try to take him alive first, and then only engage if things go south.
Yes, that is what Doc
Okay.
is.
I'm probably just going to continue to, I guess, keep an eye on him, which I guess would be find the targets.
Okay.
I want to say that I'm going to say that right now I'm in like a closed like novelty shop of sorts, and I think the way I'm going to attempt to communicate a location to the others is like a little novelty like large clock face where I can point right. It's like where I can just kind of point the hands to be like that way.
Okay.
We're like straight down right now, for he's right in front of me.
That's actually really fun.
fun.
That's really fun. I'll absolutely let you do that. So you guys can look at that and see kind of the general area he is in now. And I'll just say, just straight out, you're able to point to where he is with their current location. So I'll give you that, and that'll be your turn. Clem, before we get back to you, nothing happens.
Okay.
Clem, it's your turn.
All right. So now we are aware of Graxless.
You are now aware of where he is.
Okay. I am going to hop off of Chip's shoulders and try to get close to hear what they're talking about.
Perfect. Give me
That would be very unhelpful.
a stealth check.
Okay. 31.
31 passes. As you approach and kind of hang out closer in this crowd, it just kind of looked like you're pretending to look at these shops and things. You hear the man with the blue skin just go, "Thank you, Graxless, for joining me here today." And Graxless goes, "Yeah, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Do you have any luck with the lockbox thing?" And you hear the man go, "Yes, we've made some progress on that." That's what you hear for now. Doc.
Well, I know where he is. I am not confused. I'm very confused. A big guy with 4 arms.
Here's what I also would like you to do. Is give me a sense motive check. This is just for a freebie on this one.
16.
16 total.
Yes.
Okay. With 16, this is a crowd. This is a massive crowd, and if somebody were to start a fight of some kind, this would shift from a crowd to a dangerous stampede.
Yeah.
This is you don't want to rock the boat of the people around too hard. Otherwise, your life would be very much in peril with people running away.
Right. I don't know. I think I will attempt to listen in.
Okay.
With
Ooh.
a 29.
29. You definitely pass. And you hear the blue skinned man. He goes, "Yes, I've found it. The only issue is we have not been able to get any more of the guards on our side here." And then Braxless goes, don't you have that trick with the little like switcheroo kind of deal you can do?" That's what you hear for now. That is their turn. They are going to move fully onto the east wing as they are going by. Chip, I'll need you to make me. Actually, no, they would not know who you are, so they will just kind of keep walking by as they enter in this area. As they enter in. Chip, before it is your turn.
Okay, so this is not on the list, but using my custom microlab, I am typically able to, in combat, in place of a move action, identify a creature.
Okay.
Can I try and use it on this big blue guy? Because we don't know about this blue guy.
You do not. Yes. Go ahead and make it.
I take 20 on it. This is that one.
Okay. So what's your total?
For either of the sciences, it would be a total of 42.
With a total of 42.
As Chip kind of like almost like tank control. It would be eerie if he were noticing me, but he's not. As his head just kind of follows this guy, this camera lens, kind of zooming in.
With a 42, you take a look at him, and accessing the entire history of the world that you have, accessing all of the things that you've heard about through your time with the party, this appears to be an android.
It's heavily significant.
This
Those aren't
is
supposed to exist.
right. This is seems to be matching the description of everything you've ever heard of about an android. It has synthetic skin that looks realistic enough, but is very clearly not.
Real fake skin.
It is real fake skin. It's the definition of real fake skin. You see that he has this cloak pulled up over him, fully trying to mask as much as he can, and he has one eye completely missing.
Oh my goodness. Chip will wordlessly, but probably not soundlessly because he's full of mechanics. Whip his head back around to where Clem is, and you'll just see his lens widen. That's it.
Volley, before your turn. Chip, what?
He's creepy.
Chip, what you see?
Does look like Dr. Doom.
Or not actually Chip, I'm sorry. Volley, what you see is as they are moving in through this crowd, you see what looks like another person that has very Western garb on, looking directly at Raxilus, and like they're trying to reach down for their gun. And you can surmise that this is another bounty hunter trying to hunt down Raxilus.
Okay. That sort of answers my question. I want this, mechanically speaking, I already see Raxilus, so I don't need to continue to find the targets, right? I can just
Right. Yeah.
kind of already
You're able
follow
to
me.
find him unless something happens that makes him kind of hide again. Then yes.
All right. Well, I was also going to just use this turn to find any enemies that might be nearby, and I think I have done that.
Yes.
So I will take the clock and now add the minute, add the hour hand
That's
to
so
point to him
That's
too.
so
He's
fun.
so clever.
Brilliant.
So now there's at least an indication that there's a second party present.
Yes. You all are able to see that. He's there, Valia. That was your turn. I just did not move the trackers.
Is he on the map?
Yes, that's him
Okay.
right up there. Clem, that is your turn.
Okay, I
He's
am
behind me,
going
isn't he?
to try to distract the other bounty hunter.
Okay.
I'm going to take just like a rock from the ground around me and like throw it to hit the cart behind the bounty hunter and startle them.
That poor cart. So many cabbages.
All right. I would like you to give me. You're throwing a rock. I will give you either athletics or ranged attack throw.
Not thrown attack?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yes.
I would do a thrown attack. Okay. Total of 19.
Total of 19. The total of 19, the rock hits off of the cart behind him, and you see that the wheel kind of rattles for a second as if it was about to give out, but it was able to steady itself, and the rock just kind of bounces. He doesn't seem to notice that. Doc.
Can I make a profession check to see if that other guy is a fellow bounty hunter?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you the. I'll let you. That'll be your turn.
Okay. 21.
21. That's definitely bounty hunter. You don't. I don't know if you would know him personally,
Sure.
but like you can recognize real. You know, like that's definitely a bounty hunter. That's his turn, and he is going to approach Graxless. He's going to stand right behind him. Chip, he's standing directly next to you, and you see him. You see he has unclasped the gun in the holster and is beginning to pull it out. There's notably no silencer.
Okay. As he's coming up here, I would like to try and just sort of grab a hold of it. Chip is not a good liar. He does not have very developed social skills, but he knows that something must be done.
Action must be taken.
And so he's willing to fall on his sword a little bit here as he tries to do the best he can. And I'm just going to grab him on the shoulder and just look at him and go, "Excuse me, I am lost. Excuse me, I am lost. Help, help,
the guy
sir,
looks and goes,
please,
what do you...
please, sir,
what do you
I
mean?
am lost. I'm whirling my head around. I can't
Whoa,
find
buddy.
my family.
Whoa, what the hell are you? I will say you fully distract him.
Brilliant.
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog.
At least I've blown his cover, right?
Yes, with it being so loud that I will say that even that Graxilus and this android do not notice that you're doing this, but you have fully
Thank goodness.
you have fully blocked
That
the
is
guy.
generous, to say the least.
I
They're a
rolled.
square away from me.
I rolled for it. I'll play it real. They don't notice this, but that guy is now fully distracted.
I reached out. I hold his hand. Waffle style.
On his turn, he goes, kid, get off me.
Please don't leave me.
All right, hang
I'm
on."
so serious, sir. Please.
He grabs you, and he's going to bring you to the north section of the map.
Whoa!
And he's going to go, all right, that away is a police
I
station.
am being kidnapped. Holy cow! Help me!
Supposed to be subtle.
Help me!
He just goes, that away is the police
Help.
station. Let me go.
Sir, please.
Volley, that is your turn.
Having seen that he was about to pull out his gun, I want to. I basically want to hold my turn until his next turn.
Okay.
And basically, I don't want to shoot him now, but if he's about to do something next turn, then I want to shoot him.
Okay. Clint.
Okay. I'm gonna keep listening in.
Okay.
I wanna.
So as they move into this eastern section, you see that the crowd is thinning a bit. So what you can kind of deduce here is that it's harder for you to blend in than it is in the north section. But as you kind of get closer in, you're now seeing that the more luxury stands are here. So the common folk aren't really going to come into here outside of just kind of looking at it to awe at it, but they're not going to be trying to buy things. And so it is becoming less and less crowded the more you move in.
Okay. Okay.
So, go and make me a stealth check.
22.
22 will not pass. As you kind of begin moving up and just fully there's a barrel that you're kind of peeking behind to try to listen to them, and your arm just without you realizing it bumps into another one, and a whole barrel of just apples crashes to the ground. And the two of them look and turn at you, and they just go, "What?" Anyway, but the android you notice lingers looking at you, and after just a moment turns its head slowly and starts talking back to Praxis. Doc.
I'm gonna move up to the other bounty hunter.
The one that Chip has?
Yeah.
Okay.
With him being so distracted, I would like... Is the gun in the holster?
The gun's back in the holster, but it's like unclipped still.
I'm gonna try to take his gun.
Sleight of hand check.
I'm not great at it.
Reaching for
You
the
got 4
officer's
hands.
gun.
Oh boy.
Reaching for the officer's gun.
That's an 11.
Ooh.
So unless he's got a perception check that he could do terribly on, which would be.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a little
Could you help
distracted.
with the
No,
distraction?
well, yeah, but it's still there's a man touching his
Yeah.
hip, so he's going to look down. He's going to go, stop advancing, and he's gonna try to swing at you as he sees his hand as his hands right
worst
there.
idea you
Who
could
are
have.
you?
Valia, I would say this would trigger your thing if you want to try to step in here.
If he's just throwing a fist, I'm gonna continue to wait till his turn.
Okay. As that happens, Clem, what you notice is these two are beginning to move in towards the south section. And as they are approaching the south section, another bounty hunter has appeared and is beginning to make their way towards them at the south.
The whole convention.
They're there.
Ain't had one of them since
They go here.
87.
Now that is their turn, they are going to keep moving towards the south as you see the android has walked up to a shop and is beginning to talk to one of the shop owners.
I want to just go, there's spider milk to the south!
That gets so lost in the in the thing, but you
gotta
have
own
now
There's spider milk!
you have now yelled that to your friends.
Turned into like a 40-year-old smoker.
Chip, that is your turn.
Okay. So this is
Or were you
starting
top? Were you top of initiative? Who's top of initiative?
I was.
You
It's
were.
fun.
Okay,
But-
just making sure.
So this guy's starting to throw a punch at this man I don't know.
Right.
Right.
This complete stranger.
And oh god. And do I see Valia up there?
Yes, you know she's up there at the very least.
I would like to, I will just as soon as I see him start to kind of throw a punch at Doc, I'll be like, no, don't fight, this isn't you! And I'd like to wrap my arm around him, and just as quickly as I can, I'm gonna try and pump him with a sedative.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
Okay! This will just be with my normal, gun.
Oh,
It's a nat 20.
You are able to fire, and with a nat 20, what I'll say is you're able to fire it in, and he just slumps down. And I will let you have free reins on how you are able to hide him with a nat 20.
Okay.
Roll the card.
I look kind of panicked at Doc. I'm like, gosh. And I'm going to try and, I'll take my own hat and I'll put it on his head, kind of tipped down, and I'm gonna try and weaken to Bernie's him over to. Do they sell liquor anywhere?
Yeah, I'll say there's like a higher end liquor stand over here.
I'll rush over there and I'll prop him. I'll be very careful about setting this. I'll prop him up nicely with like a hand on a barrel, and then I'll go and buy him a pint, and then I'll put it next to him and put his hand on it.
weekend at Bernie's, this guy.
And then I'll leave, but then I'll come back. I'll take my hat back.
Very Indiana Jones. You
And
did
he
that.
is detained.
He is gone, Valia. It is now default your turn. We're at the end of initiative here.
I believed in you guys. That's why I didn't have to take a shot. So I see that, and I'm gonna return my focus to watching the others. I think I'm just gonna continue to do spot any enemies.
Okay. Yes, go ahead and do that for me.
Is that perception then?
Yes. Yes.
That's a 16 on the die for a 39.
39. You do big boy rolls. With a 39, you see that instead of a bounty hunter that it is approaching, you see somebody approaching Doc, and they look like they have a little knife in their hand. As they seem to be a little more rough around the edges and are wanting to extract some kind of revenge on your friend here.
Okay. I will
Singing.
I'll adjust the clock to be danger o'clock.
Okay.
Danger
o'clock.
High noon.
Clementine.
Okay. Whew. I am going to skitter across and try to trip the other bounty hunter. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I keep
I'm
making
just
you
not
win
sure
there.
what
Is it chilly?
anatomically you are.
I'm a little like two-legged plant with like metal Doc Ock
It's
arms.
like if you took one of those turnips and Veggie Tales.
Got it.
No, I'm there now.
I'm there.
I've been transported to this world.
At this point, I thought it was like the cabbages I spilled on the ground earlier, but one of them has legs.
There's one man weeping for these
In
cabbages.
a world full of Cowboy Bebop animation, I find you to be a Muppet, and it's wonderful.
You've broken me. That's so
Every show's allowed one Muppet.
One Muppet.
One Muppet.
And we made her the captain.
Every show
damn it.
does have one Muppet on UGT. That's 100% true.
Team Muppet.
I know exactly which ones they are.
Say them all right now. Say them all right now, then we'll get back to
Cammy's
Riley's
for sure
show.
the Muppet.
Okay.
Jumbles.
Jumbles is the Muppet.
Yeah.
And 2146 is the Muppet.
1,000,000%. 2146 was the Muppet. I hope he was Swedish.
Yeah. Okay.
I imagine it's Muppets too, and it's not like Jim. Like it's not like Dark Crystal Muppets. It's like this is Kermit Muppet.
The floppy faux fur. Okay, so I'm trying to trip the bounty hunter that's following them.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that'd be an attack on that.
okay, all right.
That'd be handle an enemy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, hero point. Thank you, Gary, my darling. I did not use it for a bit.
This one's real.
So I'm gonna say, Clem at first is like trying to just kind of reach out to trip, but like misses, and so she just full send, like hurdles her body like Braun Breaker to like trip them, and that is a 19 on the die plus 7, so 26.
26 will hit.
And it just looks like a Muppet, like ragdolling across the screen.
It is like it's like
It's funny when I do it.
it's like when a person is like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get him, then they hard cut to somebody just throwing a doll.
Corey, you do it.
What? I was doing my own bit. I wasn't here.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Say his name.
Oh, this is the Joe Hendrick. This Glenn. This is Glenn.
She hasn't shaved.
She hasn't shaved. Clementine has to shave to be even more
I am
horrifying.
turning into a cactus.
Oh no.
She's got to prune herself.
We simply have to move on.
Are you a bonsai?
We simply must move on. Clementine, you yeet yourself at a man,
That's what the heat die was for.
and you just
Bro,
fully
she's
tumble.
weeping. We can't.
You fully tumble into him. You are both now firmly on the ground, just in a heap.
Oh my gosh.
Doc, what would you like to do?
I've been told there's danger.
Yes.
Where's the danger?
Spider milk to the south.
Fire up to the south. We'll look south.
Yeah, I'll say that with the. I'm assuming you're keeping the clock pointed at wherever they are, and you heard
Yeah,
the sparrow
the-
to the south.
The minute hand, the larger the hands
The hour
would be
hand.
pointed toward. I know, I
You're right.
that's a spoiler for a clue tonight. If so the larger the hands will be pointed toward our bounty, and then the smaller one will be pointed toward the guy who's about to stab you.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna look in the small direction.
You see a man with a knife that is approaching you, and you recognize him as somebody you have turned in before. Or you have at least attempted to turn in before, I should say.
Talk about a messy breakup.
I'm gonna walk up on him. How does disarming work?
How does disarming
Because it's
work?
a combat maneuver.
It sure is. Disarming works in a fun way that I will tell you when
I just saw the
I...
light of a Google search at Corey's face.
No. That's ridiculous.
Watching
Keep
at home
talking
on
for
the
unrelated
box.
reasons.
Go back and find the exact moment when the blue screen.
You implying this man uses light mode?
For Archives of Nethys, I absolutely do. While wielding a weapon, you have to have a disarm special property on a weapon to be able to disarm. I guess
Your
you
hands
just
have
hands.
disarmed?
He's
Yeah.
got 4 arms.
That arm.
One of them.
Make me an attack
Or
roll.
asunder, I guess.
Maybe an attack roll. Wait a second. I found it. It has to be a thing you can do, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's like a feat you have to take as an operative.
Oh god.
Well, you also have the regular combat maneuver.
Yeah.
I hate
Choose an
combat
opponent
maneuvers.
within reach, make a melee attack roll against the KAC +8.
There you go. Do that.
Okay.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it's hard.
With 36, do I get him?
With 36, I'll say you definitely disarm him, yeah.
I'm just gonna walk right up to him. Take the knife. You're supposed to turn yourself around.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Basically, it's one of
He's
those
6.
like as fluid motion as a man with 4 arms. Just twirl knife goes in pocket, put a hand on his shoulder, 5 credits come out of the other one. Go get a snack. Settle down.
Buy yourself something.
You're right. He takes
Somebody
it.
almost stabs you in the back. You say you want appy juice.
He goes, you're right. And then he turns and walks up the street and he's gone.
Adding knife to inventory.
Are you sure you're not just hangry and you need a little snack?
Is now the guy who's on the ground with, I believe, Clementine on top of him. And he's gonna go, what the hell are you doing? And then he will look at you and recognize you. And you go, well, I mean, this also works. And he's going to put his arms around you.
Beans!
And,
Oh, yeah.
and he's going to grapple you.
I did bring wanted fugitives to fight bounty hunters.
You got a natural 20. So he is fully just gripped onto you. And he begins to stand up and he goes, well, if you're just going to do it this way, then that's totally fine.
Well, that isn't the consequences of my actions.
And none of you are really near these two.
Sure are.
So these two, you will see, Valia, you will see that the android is talking to a man at a shop, and after a moment, he kind of shifts himself, and you're not able to see anything behind that tent anymore. You would need to get a different vantage point to see where they are and what they're doing. So they are now lost in the crowd.
Okay.
Chip.
Alright. I kiss my little guy goodbye. One little on the forehead, and I will, at what in Chip's perception would see, he sees himself as being very stealthy and cool. But he's like doing an awkward like wall walk, like you do in like the old Harry Potter games on the GameCube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
You know
What a bolt.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Does he do his own little sneaking theme song like Kronk in Emperor's New Groove?
It's rhythmic for sure. And then he does the look around. Again, tracking the clock, the clock communications that Valia has set up. He knows that there's something going on to the south. He doesn't know that somebody's getting grappled, but I'm gonna try and look around the corner, and look for the target.
All right. Go ahead. Make me a perception check.
14 on the die will get me to 33.
A 33 will not pass.
That's crazy.
Or no, actually, hang on. Let me say this. You are looking in the south, right?
Yeah.
That's where it was. That will pass, but you do not see them here at all. They are for sure not in the south.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Valia.
Do I see that Clem's getting,
She's in the east, so
Oh, okay.
you do not see that.
Okay.
Well, Valia is panicking a little bit because things suddenly are taking an odd turn. She's like hesitating between needing to reposition, but also seeing Clem has now been grabbed. So against her better judgment of following the trying to find a target again, I think I'm gonna use the covering fire, presumably, to take a shot at the guy who's grappling Clem.
Absolutely. Do you want to
Is it?
covering fire is to give an advantage to them,
I mean-
or you can take a shot just to try to shoot
Okay,
them.
yeah, I'll just take a shot then.
Okay.
And this is using regular attack rolls,
Right.
regular weapons.
Right.
Okay. Do I get my sniper action for, like,
I would let you. Yeah.
Okay. So, perception check for that. Just a 28.
That's you're fine. You see
Okay.
it.
And then attack roll. Oof. 26.
26 will hit.
Okay. That's damage. I forgot to set up my attack rolls for that. It's gonna be 23 plus 6, 4, 10, 15. So 38.
38. Question: are you doing it non-lethal?
No.
Okay. You take the shot. There's no sound whatsoever. Nobody hears this. But Clem, as you're holding him, you just hear as you see red shoot out the right side of his head, and he collapses. Wow!
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 Takes me down with him. I'm just like, ah!
That is Valia's turn. Clem, you have a dead man on you.
Oh no. Okay, I guess athletics is what I need to get out from under him.
Yes, I would say that. All right, no, you know what? Just to be fair, we'll say you're able to kind of push him off and start.
Okay.
You can take your turn like normal.
Okay.
If you want to hide him, you're welcome to hide him, but that's up to you.
People
People will definitely notice and panic if they see a dead body in this crash.
I'm just like gonna try to like push the body between the barrels and then just like tip a barrel over on him.
Sure, give me a sleight of hand check. I'll give you this one for free as well, so you can
Okay.
keep playing the game.
Thank you.
Alright, so that is 28.
28, I'd say you're able to properly hide. Just kind of shove him into a barrel.
Alright.
And yeah, that is your turn. What would you like to do?
And then I'm going to skitter down towards where Chip is and try to see if I can see where our quarry has gone.
Okay, where are you looking? Which quadrant?
I assume, so I get up towards where Chip is and I'm like, do you see him? Where
No.
Oh, no. And I'm just gonna kind of look towards the west.
Towards the west. Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay, so 18 plus 16, that's a lot.
It's definitely more than 30.
Okay, with I'll say that you pass and you're able to see them kind of standing in this corner, in the west.
Ah.
They are clearly out of sight from where Valia is perched at the moment.
There they are. Behind him.
Doc, you sent a little guy off to go get some appy juice.
Yes, I did. I'm gonna look and see where the clock hands are facing.
It would presumably still be in the south.
The clock hands go.
Yeah.
Then south I go.
All right, you go south. What would you like to do? You're with the group.
They're
Oh,
over there.
hi guys.
Who's over where?
Spider-Man. Right over there.
I'll make a.
Really?
They're able to point out where the two your targets are. So you can they for free have given you where they are. So you can do any of the other actions if you want.
Oh, where are they?
They are in this corner right here. Right there.
Oh,
Right there.
right there.
Hmm.
Okay. It's gonna. I think I'm just gonna try to listen in again
Okay.
with a 21.
21 total.
Yeah.
With a 21 total, you walk up and with a 21 total, you walk up and as you approach them, Graxless is talking to this android man, and what you hear is the android goes, "I'm not able to do the switching, as you said. That is out of my reach at the moment. Due to recent events and trusting a naive boy who does not know how in over his head he is, my resources have become limited. And Graxless will just go, that's why he wanted to meet here. right then, so you can buy some of the things that you need since you're limited resources. He just kind of looks just straight ahead instead of responding. And as you hear that, one of the vendors will look at you and will go, come here, I got some new things for you. And at that, Graxus will turn around and go, no, we're not doing that. And he begins to bolt off.
Oh no.
Off into the crowd. And he will vanish into the crowd. The android is still standing there, though. This was a dead man. So the android will look at you. He's going to make a perception check. And he will see Clem and Chip back there too. And see that you guys are both kind of just staring at him.
Definitely. That's so fair.
And he looks at them and looks at you and he goes, Doc.
Have we met?
No. Business been well?
Good enough.
Good. And he looks at the two of you, but he looks at you, Chip, for a minute and just kind of stares. And then he looks back at Doc and he goes, I'm glad business has been well. Let us continue it being well. I ask that you kindly stay out of this one.
People gonna get hurt?
Cannot say. Desirably no.
Last time I didn't do something, things went wrong.
The brothers.
You sure we ain't met?
Possible. And he begins to turn and walk away.
Attack of opportunity, perhaps? Because I
If you
have
would-
10 feet reach.
If you would like to do an attack of opportunity, I will allow it.
More like a grapple of.
Opportunity.
Grapple of
Use
opportunity.
the nanite swarm to just like
Grab
bring
his
it
arm.
back.
Sure.
Grab his
Yeah,
arm.
go ahead.
Whip. That's 21.
21 will miss as you kind of grab at his cloak, and he turns around sharply and stares at you, and his one eye begins to glow red. And he goes, "You are well over your head, boy, and mind your manners," as he flicks his coat and then continues to walk off.
Rude.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do? You guys now see him here.
Yeah.
Graxus has vanished. Chip.
I will, taking a moment kind of entranced by this android and his gaze, for obvious reasons, I'm going to kind of shakes out of it, and I would like to just rush around this corner and see if I can spot Graxus running out of the crowd.
Okay. Yes, go ahead and make me a perception check.
15 on the die will give me 34.
34, you see Graxless is booking it out of this and going north as fast as he can.
Spider Milk North! Spider Milk North!
Valia.
Valia's like really trying to figure out what's going on since you can't see any of the things occurring behind those booths. So she was going to move toward like a western window to try to, because there's not really much places she can move. So trying to get up against the wall a little bit on the western, not very far from where she is now, but just kind of like hoping there's a window on the west side that she can try to look through and continue to, I guess, see if she can see Raxilus or where he's going.
I will say yes. With the Spider Milk North being yelled, you're able to see Graxless running, and he's running towards down this east road, trying to get into what is this little alley up there.
You said he was running north, so this because I can't see any.
Or on the west road. I'm sorry, I meant west road. But
Okay.
you can see where you are currently.
Yeah.
You can see him running towards that wall.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll try to update the clock appropriately.
Okay.
And probably would move toward the north. To look out that side of the window.
Okay. Yes, you move everything. You're able to kind of reposition yourself properly to be able to see some things before he rushes into that alleyway. Clementine.
I am going to rush north, and I'm gonna make an attack on him. Try to shoot him in the leg or the hip so that he can't run.
Okay.
Okay. So it's 15 plus 11, 26.
26 won't hit. This crowd up here is so thick that you are not able to get a clear shot. And
I didn't hit anybody in.
I will say that you don't take the shot because of
Okay.
how hard it is to hit him. There's so many people moving. You get no clear shot at all here. Doc.
Is the android still just standing here?
He's still walking away, but he's not far.
It's not who I'm here for. I'll see if I can't distract him. Where do you get off calling me boy and bringing up the Brutal Brothers like we're some kind of fast friends?
He stops again and he turns towards you and he goes, "My apologies. I did not intend to bring up the past how I did. I was stating what I knew. And I get off on calling you boy out of age difference between us here. Young man, I suppose I should have said. I apologize for any rudeness."
You about more machine than man, ain't you?
I'd ask that you mind your manners. I'll say that you are able to distract him with this little conversation there. What you then see, Graxos is able to run into this alleyway. Then, Doc, what you see in a moment, you blink and the android is gone. He's behind Chip.
Huh?
And then he
What?
blinks. You blink again, just out of like pure shock. Chip and him are both gone, and they're now in the
What?
alleyway directly where Graxos is.
What? Hey, you can't just do that. I'm all the way over there.
Chip, you are now suddenly here with this android
Whoa.
firmly
Whoa.
gripping your shoulder. And he goes, "You, young man, you and I need to have a conversation."
Help me! Help me! Help me!
As
I'm
you,
boosting my volume all the way up.
as you go into this alleyway, he waves his hand in front of the alleyway, but you don't quite see anything. Chip, that is you. What would you like
I'm
to do?
screaming for help. I tried to escape. Wait, okay, so he's waving his hand in front of the alley?
Yes.
Is it doing anything?
If you want to give me a perception check, I can tell you.
Is that gonna take my turn?
It might. It just might.
Oh, look. It's a nat 20.
Hey!
He's put up a wall of force, and it seems to be one that once you notice that that's out there, you realize you can't hear anything at all. It is just this alleyway that you hear.
Chip kind of stops mid cry out as he notices this and is just gonna kind of slowly turn towards the android. You do magic.
Yes, I do much more than just magic. But you have confused me since you've landed on here.
Have you noticed me since then? I don't know you. You are a stranger.
Yes. To you, I am a stranger. To most
That's
on
what
this
I said.
to most on this moon, I am a stranger. But to many, I am more than that. I am a king and a god among men. As you see, his arm raises up, and what looks like it is just that blue skin that is on his face begins to slowly melt away, and his hand looks like it's made of just pure light that is there now.
Please don't.
And he goes,
I kind of flinch.
This won't hurt. I just need to know how you work.
Please don't. Please don't.
Valia, your friend has vanished, and there's a lot going on. You can see a lot of confusion happening with the friends you can't see.
Yep. I'm assuming if I had moved toward the north side, that Raxlus still has not emerged from the alleyway.
Correct. He's in the alleyway with wherever they are, but you do not see him anymore.
Oh boy. I think I'm gonna be on the north side, and I'll try to hold my turn for if anybody emerges from the alley on that side.
Okay. Clem.
I'm just gonna go in the direction that I saw Graxlus and try to find him.
Okay. Go ahead, make me a perception check.
Perception. I think that every time I say it. Okay, so that is 31.
With a 31, you are able to see. You see Graxlus in that alleyway, looking kind of scared and absolutely confused. And you see that android's mouth moving as he has Chip pinned against a wall with his hand glowing, but you don't hear anything at all.
Hey now! Hey, what? You
Tell him.
oh, get him! I'm just confused.
Doc.
I too will move over to there.
Okay.
I really am a mother.
I will say that you're able to move. You can get there, and Clem can point out where they are.
Is there like a distinct shimmer where the wall is?
You cannot see a distinction.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna try to go over there.
As you go up to it, your face smacks directly into what is a barrier here. And you as well notice now that you can't hear anything they're saying in there in the slightest.
Absolutely not. I will use one of my nanite arrays, and I'll spend a resolve point to do it as a swift action to create a ladder.
Oh.
As tall as necessary. It can go up to 40 feet.
Okay, let me see how tall this goes. I've decided how high it goes because I can't. I can't find it. I'll say you have to go 30 feet up
Alright.
to get up there.
Then I begin to climb the ladder.
As you begin to climb, the android in front of you, Chip, goes, "I will not kill you. You are not going to die. This is just a means so I can further myself." And he looks over at Graxlus and he goes, "Witness, Graxlus, this is how my people might be reborn." And he puts his hand directly into your chest, and what you feel is him grabbing whatever is inside of you that makes you tick. That is that magic inside. You feel as if he's gripping your heart and squeezing it. And he pulls it out. And as he pulls it out, you outside of here, Valia, you don't quite see it from where the vantage point is, but you two outside see what looks like a white glowing ball. Clem, you would see that these are souls that you had seen before escaping from the ring, but what it looks like is his soul has patches on it, as if it is both sewn on, as well as like bolts and steel are put around it, molded into a rough ball shape. And you see Chip just go limp as he's holding this out.
No!
And
No!
he's holding it in his hand, and he goes, "This is... what is this?" as he's looking at this. Chip, you are dead. Clementine,
dead?
Valia, it is actually your turn.
Dead?
This is now the end of it. You are currently
I scream
dead.
for volley.
Yeah, Volley's doesn't like that nobody's come out from the other side, so she's gonna just hop down from the back window, jumping to the ground, and try to run to the back side of the alley.
Okay, I'll say you're able to make it all the way over there, and that's when you see you also hit a wall, of course, and you're not able to get in.
Watch
But
out.
you see that he is holding this white ball in his hand. His chimp is slumped over. His hat is just on the ground. Chip, you're dead. Clementine.
I follow Doc up the ladder, and just try to get in there as fast as I can.
Yep, you are able to climb. You start climbing up. Doc, you are at the top, and you see him holding this up there, and you can now kind of hear what he's saying.
With a little help from my friend Gravity, this guy's gonna get bonked on the dome.
Go ahead, make me an attack roll.
I have to do better.
Yes, my
19.
soul, please.
19 total.
Yeah.
With a 19 total, he hears you just the slightest little as you jump off this wall at the top and are plummeting down, and he looks up at you and just fully judo deflects you as you fall to the ground on your back next to him. And he goes, "This will only be but a moment, Doc."
Am I now basically where Chip was?
You are so on the map is where you would be.
Gotcha.
Chip is currently like in the same square as
Gotcha.
as this android. This android looks at you, looks at the soul, and goes, "Fascinating," and you see this hand of light go move back into Chip, and this ball goes in, and Chip, all the screens turn back on, and you are now alive again. And he looks at you and he goes, "You are fascinating, Chip.
What was that? What was that?
Welcome back to the land of the living, my brother.
I don't know you.
Why do you stay with these lesser beings
These
after they have done
what?
after they have done so much to people that are like us? They are the sole reason we do not exist anymore."
I don't think I'm like you. I'm waving my hand.
What the heck you call them lesser beings? Valia, that is your turn.
The wall of force is still up,
Wall of Force is still up.
and there are. It's an alley, so there's no like doors leading into the alley, right?
No, outside of there's like fire escapes. He's going to try to climb up onto the roof.
I'm gonna be trying to do that. I need
Alright.
to find a way to get in
I'm
there.
gonna be trying to do that.
Because you're doing this kind of fast and in a unfamiliar environment. Fully, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Acrobatics. 38.
30. You're able to climb up on that roof, and with the 38, I say you're also able to get your gun out if you want to point it down at them.
That'd be great.
Chip.
Would you say that these two fellows are either carrying or within sight and hearing of a technological device?
I'd say you definitely count as that.
Okay. This is called amplified glitch.
Okay.
Basically what I'm going to do, kind of panic. I see that Doc is here. I don't necessarily see the other two, right?
Right.
And just sort of defensively, Chip's gonna kind of like pull within himself, and put his head down as he focuses very, very hard, and you see his whole body kind of start to sputter and spark, as every single Amber Alert or any other kind of like National Alert Service goes off on him, and he just erupts with sound. I'm going to make a computer's check for both of them. And
Is it just both of them, or would Doc fall into this as well? Because he's
I
right
get
here.
to choose.
Okay.
You can use this ability on one target per character level, so
Okay.
I'm not going
Wow.
to. Yeah, it's crazy. This is going to be to try and make them shaken. I'm going to make a computer's check. The DC, get ready.
Yeah.
15 plus two targets, but plus 1.5 times the CR of the highest CR target, which I'm going to assume is that android.
Yes.
So it's the DC. Okay.
So it's 17 plus 1.5 times the CR. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll while you do some quick math.
Yep.
All right.
Is this the DC for both of them?
It's just for the check.
Okay.
There's no way that's gonna be enough.
Am I rounding up or rounding down?
I'm assuming it's not to my advantage.
Probably. Yes.
I got that hero point. Usually I save those for a little worse, but I really want this to work.
You
Because
just
that was
died.
a
Your
7.
soul got ripped out.
Yeah, it was a 7 on the die. Thank you to Timsy.
Timsy!
Woo! It's a little better. That's a 10 on the die. I am good at computers, so
One would
I
hope.
am one. It's a 29.
29 will not pass.
Ah!
As you let out this sound and a little speaker pops out of your chest, you see this android with his other hand that was pinning you down quickly move to cover it and crushes it a little bit.
Crushes my what? What?
You have a little speaker that popped out. He
No,
just
no.
crushes that. He
little
goes,
blue
"Do not
tube.
dare." Clem.
Ouch!
Clem.
You leave my boy alone, you bucket of bolts! And I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 19 on the die plus 11. So flat 30.
Flat 30 to shoot him will fail.
Wah! Wah!
Doc,
He's really good.
make me a culture check with advantage. This is a freebie.
Bro, he almost ate my heart like an apple.
18.
18 total.
I only have a 2.
It's okay. There is a local legend of a person with blue skin that is seen going around the desert moon. They are called Baylor, named after the one-eyed demon. This is a person that very few have seen him and lived to tell the tale, and those who have lived to see him say this is a massive man able to kill anyone around him with ease, holds abilities unlike anything seen before, and has even been seen using technology. This it seems to be the man that is spoken of.
I'll give him some technology to use. It's called the left. I'm going to disperse my nanite cloud basically on him and forward
Okay.
down the alleyway. And I can take a 10-foot guarded step while in my nanite cloud, so I'm going to place myself between Graxless and the android.
Okay.
I'm going to swing on Graxless.
Okay.
Because if memory serves,
Right.
cleave, I think I just need to hit the first target and then I can roll to hit the second. So I would rather guarantee potentially to hit him. Yeah. Yep.
Yes. I think you have to make a you did -2 to the attack.
It's to my armor class for this rest of this time.
I see.
For the goblin, 28 to hit him.
28 will hit.
Excellent. And for the blue man, get back in your house. Will not hit the blue man.
Yes, Blue Man. Blue Man sees you sock Graxless in the face, and he bends back a little bit as you swing wildly, and he misses him.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh!
39
Max
damage
damage.
to the goblin.
With 39, you see Graxless is looking rough immediately as you sock him directly in the face, and Baylor, as you now know his name, will look at that, see how immediately you damaged him. He goes, he will need more than what he has now. As he lets go of you, Chip, he goes, I will be seeing you. And he's going to walk, just very calmly, walk over to Graxless. You get an attack of opportunity.
31.
31 will miss. As you swing at him, and you do make contact with him, but he does not even flinch a little bit as you hit. And he grabs Graxless by the shoulder as well, and he goes, "Be seeing you all." And he teleports away and vanishes with Graxless.
I'm so mad to be at the end of that round.
Oh, man.
You did all hear and see it though, so.
Chip, are you okay?
Chip is kind of, even though he doesn't really breathe, he almost appears like he's just sort of heaving, just kind of thrumming with adrenaline. And he just kind of goes silent as he sort of slumps against the wall. And kind of just like sort of absent-mindedly feeling, at his chest. Did you see?
It was terrifying. All Clem can do is just try to comfort Chip, and so she's just like rubbing his shoulder. Just, it's okay. We'll get him, and we'll keep you safe.
Okay. I want to go see Pepper, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
As you begin to walk away, you hear sound slowly come back as this wall of force drops. you guys are able to leave and start heading back to Paradise. Is there any last minute things you would want to do before you go?
I'm gonna say Valia would have, like, when she ran for the alleyway, would have kind of left everything at the previous store. She's gonna have to go back in and kind of collect her gun, the sniper, and all the things that she's set up in there to try to cover up a little bit and get her stuff back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you're able to do that. People are too distracted with what's going on.
If you're willing, I'd like to go with you. I don't think anyone should walk alone.
Sure.
After that.
Fair. So you guys get back to the carts. You're able to find a ride back to Paradise. Chip, you find Pepper just at the house that you guys have been staying in, and she has a little. She's got like a book of crossword puzzles, and she's trying to like write in there. And then as you open the door and walk in, she goes, "Oh, hey, how good are you at these?"
3 across is get lost.
Okay, really good at these. She writes down "get lost" because she looks up at you and goes, "You okay?"
6 across is apple.
Okay. She writes an apple. Are you? She puts the book down. She goes, "Are you okay?"
Yes. I just want to sit a while. I think something happened at the bazaar.
Are you okay? Are you hurt? She starts looking over. Like she
I
kinda...
am okay.
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 All right. What happened at the bazaar?
There was a android.
You for sure? An android?
Yes. He took me, reached inside, I think. I went away after that.
Whoa. Reached inside you, like your compartment, and reached inside
No.
you?
Deeper, I think.
I'm not like
It's
like
okay.
where your magic is. Okay.
I do not understand either.
Okay.
Okay.
So he hurt you though,
I'm back now.
but he hurt you.
It was quick.
Okay. And she like looks around for like a notepad and a pencil, and she hands it to you. She goes, "Can you draw him for me?"
I'm not very good.
That's okay. She says, "I want a rough idea of what he looks like."
I can do that.
Okay. You draw a little sketch, and
He is very good.
does it look exactly like him?
He's a robot.
Yeah, you draw.
Yeah, I could print him.
Yeah.
You draw an incredible sketch, and she looks down and she goes, "Okay. First of all, I love how modest you are and humble. This is great quality of you. Secondly,
Thank you.
this I will." And she like tears out the page and she goes, "I'll keep this on me. So if he ever shows up, you're not gonna be alone. I'll be there with you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay."
Chip's just gonna kind of like fall forward and hug on her and just sort of like, he's a robot, so even though he feels like he wants to cry, he can't. So the only way that he can sort of release is to just kind of let his body just sort of
Yeah.
melt and collapse.
And you fall onto her. You know you're very heavy. You were made of like
Yeah.
steel. But she is able to hold you. She buckles a little bit, but is able to kind of still support you. She goes, "I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry I wasn't there. You're okay. It's all okay. I'm glad you survived."
Okay. Let's just do crosswords now.
We can do crosswords. We can do every crossword. And she goes, "All
I
right."
should quit my job.
The
maybe a temporary leave of absence.
That'd be good. I think that's probably good. Or you can just be sick. You can also just.
I can't.
This is a form of sick. This is like a mental sick.
I can't be sick.
I
I am made of steel.
Oh, I'm
I
aware.
cannot contract diseases.
All right, and she's gonna kind of spin you, sit on the bed, and she goes, "We're not gonna get into the semantics of it, okay? But we'll." And she pulls out the crossword, and she goes, "We can just start doing some crosswords, okay?"
Okay.
And she goes, "Let's do a little race." And she takes the book and just rips it in half. She goes, "You do this half. I'll do this half, and we'll see who can go faster, okay?"
You will lose.
Okay. She goes like finding a pencil as she starts quickly writing down. Is there anything else anyone would like to do in town?
And it's sad that nobody told Chip about viruses.
After checking in on my patient, Doc's going to the library.
Are we back at
Paradise.
Paradise? Okay.
Yeah.
As we were coming back, Wally would have been kind of catching up with you two about trying to understand what happened, what went wrong, and kind of getting a better picture of just what happened during the alleyway, since Wally didn't really get to see much of any of that, what happened. So it's kind of a glimpse when she looked in the alley and then left to try to climb back up.
So, do you know that fella?
Heard of him. He's a bit of a local legend. Walks the desert.
I'm so tired of local legends. I was being chased by one before we came here.
It's always worse when they turn out to be real.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Makes me think about some of the other legends that we've been hearing about.
Well,
I wonder how many of them might be real.
all legends start as stories. The way up. Reckon I'm gonna go see if Patty's got anything on this guy.
This is a weird thing to bring up now, but since you've been here your whole life,
Well, 40 years.
Had-
You're older than that.
Had you heard any legends about when you make a deal with somebody, that things like come true, so to speak? Like if you break a deal, that bad things happen to you?
Has Doc broken a deal before? Or
In his younger days, he might have, but he's been a pretty straight shooter for a while.
you would know the familiar feeling of when you make a deal or enter a duel with someone, that it feels like the entire ground and earth beneath your feet is watching you intently. That's like an almost common thing that happens here. And you would know that having broken deals yourself, small, not necessarily huge ones, but there are, once that happens, there seems to be some sort of natural consequence that follows it. Either you get extremely sick for a few days, somebody can break legs. You've heard of people dying after they back out of a deal that they had no right to back out of.
Doc is gonna think and remember that he told Shelly he'd be at her birthday party. Yeah. That kind of stuff has real consequences.
Starting to definitely feel like there might be a lot more to the legends. Some old things that hurt. Stuff like this I've read in the library while I was working there.
To make some kind of deal.
I haven't made
the
it.
fellers we fought just yesterday, like he was trying to strike a deal with Aster, and then we started shooting.
There's when he talks of that, talks of latent like magic about this moon,
Well,
and
plenty of magic to go around, as we've seen. I wouldn't write anything off.
it makes it feel like there's a lot going on that's bigger than us or that we don't know about.
Do what I do. Ignore it. Let's go to the library.
You go to the library explicitly to not ignore it.
Yep.
As you go in, are you into the library or are you into Patty's? These are two different, like, it's when you walk in, library to the left, Patty's room to the
then
right.
definitely Patty, because Doc doesn't know a thing about the Dewey Decimal System.
You walk in and you see Patty has what was not there before is now just a massive cauldron with a fire roaring underneath it as he's just stirring a huge pot. And as you open the door and the little bell chimes, he goes, "Oh, Doc! Hey, how you doing?"
As a signal of when things are kind of serious, Doc will hang his hat on
He
the
goes,
post.
"Oh," and he has his massive wizard's hat that he also takes off and holds to his chest.
What do you know about the Baylor, Patty?
And he puts his hat down and he goes, That's a question. Well, I know a good amount about the Baylor. It's not, I mean, I know a bit, but not, I know a good amount, but it is nothing substantial or proven to be fully true.
Do you want 3 eyewitness accounts?
Yes. As he goes over and you see him pull out what looks like a tome, and pulls, as he goes out, he has a little pen that he takes out and starts like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give him the highlights of, like, seemingly very aware of the goings-on of the moon. Never met this man. Knew intimate details about my life. Very powerful magic user. An android. As didn't think that was possible. But here we are. Am I missing anything important? I'm not going to say what happened to Chip because it is not my trauma to share. But very intricate knowledge of both technology and magic.
Yeah. He writes this all down and he goes, an android.
And it sounds like he wants to, and I quote, make his people live again.
He's kind of machine supremacist.
Okay. Scary.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't rightly claim to know what happened to synthetic life.
Well, that's the thing, is that there's been no records of what happened. As far as any book shows, it is they were here before the second gap, and then they were gone. So if there's anyone, apparently it sounds like he has knowledge of what happened in that second gap there. If you ever see him again, send him my way. I'll have a chat with him.
You don't want to have a chat with him. Listen, I've seen people's souls outside of bodies, and, you know...
You've seen, excuse me.
Seen soul?
Yeah, there was a whole thing on the ring. So, I don't know if y'all know this, but if somebody's soul doesn't have somewhere to go, it turns into magic. And, like, there was this one annoying piece of mulch that he just kept turning back up like a bad penny, and then he got, like...
Yes, of course, the saying we all know.
Clem doesn't know what $1 is, but she knows what a penny is.
Who is this evil Penelope?
And so something happened with him. His whole body just kind of dissipated into magic, soul kind of hybrid. And we kept having to kill him over and over again, and he was a real menace. He possessed someone's body. Yeah. I've seen people's souls outside of their body, and, you know, things like that can happen with somebody who was far less scary than Baylor, let me tell you that.
Yeah, I clocked him about as hard as I could.
So strong, menacing, seems to know more than he should. A man of magic and technology. Old, and very old. Well, I apologize. I don't have any information on him that would be of aid. He's often just seen out in the desert itself. It's very rare. There's very little sightings of him in a city or town or settlement of any kind. So,
Sounds like we gotta get lost.
I'm not sure. All the stories don't seem to make him vengeful in any way, and does not seem to imply. It seems any story where somebody has died at his hand has been because they have instigated, and he has responded. It has not been out of sheer randomness. So, but do as you want with safety wise. I'm not going to tell you not to be safe.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna go get me a thimble.
I could use, I guess, a thimble. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more than that.
As you guys start leaving Patty's, and Doc, as you leave, Tor, you two go kind of on ahead into Fury's home, and Tor will walk up to you, Doc. He goes, "Hey, this just arrived, by the way." And you see it is another letter with the B stamped on it. As you open it, it is, instead of being a wanted letter, it is a handwritten note in this very nice cursive that says, St. Benis Central Bank in 2 days, noon. And attached on the back is Brixels' wanted poster.
I didn't catch it.
And with that, that's where we'll end this episode of Secrets Between the Stars. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week on this lore-filled episode. If you like what we do here, want to support us, follow us on social media at UGT Show on all social media platforms. You can also, if you're watching live on Twitch, follow us. It's a great help. If you can subscribe, that'd also be great. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe there. That's also helpful. Like, comment, all of that. We hate having to ask for it, but it is the #1 way for us to grow, especially on YouTube. So anything you can do, that's all completely free. We greatly appreciate it. If you have some extra income that you would be willing to spend, $5 a month gets you access to our Patreon, where we have a post show where we talk about all things from either the episodes we just did or One Piece for 45 minutes. So,
Or Once Upon a Time.
or Once Upon a Time. And eventually Doctor Who. That's bound to happen.
That will happen.
that was being teased. Join our Discord. It is a great place where we talk about a lot of things, including Starfinder, Pathfinder, movies, TV, Magic the Gathering, random pet photos pretty often. A lot of good pet photos in there, so I highly recommend it. And with that, one last thing. This Sunday, Strange Aeons is back. You can see a crew go through a horror-filled adventure through Pathfinder 2nd Edition. That is a great show. I cannot recommend it enough. And now, with that, we will see you guys all next week for another episode of Secrets. Have a good night.
Bye.